Hello everyone, welcome to Southern Wreaths. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel and be sure to give me a thumbs up. Today I'm going to show you how I made this really cute mini Halloween wreath. These are the supplies I used to make this wreath. I'm going to do it's like a bubble method and like a poof method, and a ruffle method. It's really cute. I'm going to start by cutting my pipe cleaners in half. You don't have to do this. I find it gets really tight in the bundles when you cut them in half, but it just makes it less messy. So I'm adding pipe cleaners. I'm going to go ahead and make like a work frame. I'm going to add one to each crossbar on the inside and then in between the two crossbars so it's nice and even. And I'm going to do that going all the way around the inside. I end up with 6 ties. If anyone's interested in following me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at Southern Wreaths More, on Facebook at Southern Wreaths, and I also have a Facebook group called Southern Wreaths and More. So the outside I'm doing a little bit different than I normally do. I am adding a pipe cleaner in between each two that are already added to the inside, and this way I get nice even ruffles throughout this frame. This gives me 6 on the outside as well, so I ended up using 6 pipe cleaners cut in half. So if you didn't cut them in half, you would need 12 ties. So I like to use 6-inch mesh when I'm working with mini wreaths. It just makes everything easier because everything stays nice and small. I'm just using regular mesh that you get from Dollar Tree. It's not the greatest mesh, but I'm only using it for the base. Or this particular white I'm only using for the base. The one I use on top is also from Dollar Tree, and it's kind of like a candy corn. Yeah, candy corn colors. Which I thought went well with the Halloween sign. So after I zip tie it to the frame, I'm just going to trim away the excess zip tie and the mesh. And I am doing the exact same way I do with a big wreath. I'm just making poofs. And I decided on a 6-inch poof. If you wanted this to be fuller, you could double up your mesh and have 2 rolls at the same time. And then once you did each poof, you would fluff out 2. I just wanted a nice base, and I wanted the white at the bottom. So I didn't find that necessary to make it super poofy. If you did that, I would suggest having bigger pipe cleaners just because these pipe cleaners do get filled up. Okay, here I'm just going to show you, I started at in between the pipe cleaner, the first pipe cleaner, and I just finish it by just pulling it on either side of the beginning of that particular poof, and I open it, put it in there, and close it. So I like to open my ties so as I'm going around they're already ready to go. I don't normally add a zip tie at this point. I'm only doing that now because this they don't line up as like my big wreaths. There's a big gap in between where it ends and where the next closest pipe cleaner is. So I just thought it would be nice to have it pushed down, and using the zip tie creates that where it stays down. And then I'm just going to continue doing the 6-inch poofs all the way around the center. And I'm only twisting 1.5 times because I'm still going to add more mesh and ribbon. And this wreath came together really quickly. I just think it's so much fun, and I'll be honest with you, they sell really fast. Okay, so once I get all the way around and I open the last tie to add it in, you will be going over top of the part you zip tied and adding it into the first pipe cleaner that you used. So you have one pipe cleaner that has double mesh. This just makes the circle and everything seamless. That's when I'm going to add my zip tie. And I like to trim it away before I add the zip tie so I can push it to the back. I fell in love with this mesh. I need to find it on a bigger scale so I can make a big wreath out of it. It's really cute. It is hard to tell once you pull it off of the spoil that it's orange, yellow, and white. I only had 1 roll, and that's all I needed. I'm cutting it at 15 inches each ruffle. I think the last ruffle may have been a little bit smaller. But I'm doing the exact same way I do all the ruffles. I just put something heavy and mush it all together with my fingers, kind of accordion folding it. And then I'm just adding it into the pipe cleaner. And then I like to fan it out. Because I wasn't 100% sure which direction I was going to go with the ruffles, I started on the center. I normally like to start doing my ruffles on the outside of the frame. That's just because the mesh lays a funny way when you do it inside to out. You'd probably have to do it for you to notice what I'm talking about, but it kind of creates like a border around the outside that's kind of turned, more horizontal than vertical, and I like mine to sit nice and flat and be a part of the wreath. And you'll see how little pipe cleaner I have left. So if you have trouble doing things like small things with your hands, you definitely want to use a full-size pipe cleaner. You can always trim it away at the end. And here I'll just show you, I do the whole outside first. I did go back through and add the two right here to the left, and you can kind of see how that one is turned. I might just be crazy. I just like the way it lays when you do the outside to the inside. Now I'll go through and add a ruffle to every pipe cleaner, and you can see it looks really pretty just like this. You don't even have to add ribbon or anything. And I do go through and trim away any stray strings or pieces of mesh that are sticking out. I decided to cut my ribbons at 6 inches each, and I am putting one of each ribbon in each tie, so I needed 12 of each ribbon, if that makes sense. And I decided to go with the candy corn because it matches the color of the mesh. Not so much the sign, but the colors matched, and it says trick or treat, so that kind of goes with candy. So I think it all works together. Dollar Tree has these really cute signs that come two to a pack, and when I saw them, I was like, that would be perfect for mini wreaths. So after I cut all my mesh, after I cut all my ribbon, I want to dovetail the ends. So I just fold them in half, hot dog way, and cut from the wire to the crease at an angle. And you can make the angle as shallow or as long as you want it to be. I'll go through and cut all of the ribbon that way. And now I'll just stack it together, fold it in half, and crease it. I like to pinch where the crease is. And then for this particular wreath, because I don't have a lot of pipe cleaner left over, I'm opening the pipe cleaner to add in my ribbon. And now I'm going to twist 3 times, and then I gather the pipe cleaner together and tuck it around the back of the ribbon. If you use the whole pipe cleaner, this is the point where you would trim it away and then tuck it behind. And then I like to fan out the ribbon. And I like to do that in an X shape. Sorry if you hear thunder in the background. There's a storm happening outside right now. But here I'll show you one more time how I add it into the wreath. The mesh pretty much stays when you open the pipe cleaner, so I've never actually had any mesh pop out. But if you want to be, safe, you can keep your finger there. I'm not a huge fan of having my ribbon overlap, but if it does a little bit, I just try to kind of put the ribbon where there's a blank spot, fill in any holes. So after I went around and did the inside, now I'm just going to do the outside, and I'm just showing you it's the exact same way. Just open the pipe cleaner, add the ribbon, tuck it around the back after you twist 3 times, and then fluff the ribbon. And then again, I'll do this for the whole outside. And this is what it looks like when it's done. And again, this looks adorable. You could probably just leave it just like that. But of course, I wanted to add a sign. So I'm using pipe cleaners and my staple gun. The staples did go through a little bit. I just take the metal part of my scissors and push it back through. I would show you that, but there's really no way to see it because it's so small. But you can just take something hard in metal and push it back through. For the most part, you can't really see when your pipe cleaners go through. I've never had a complaint about it. I've never had an issue where I've seen the staples poking through after I've made the wreath. Now I'm just going to go through and stack the cardboard and then staple this pipe cleaner to the frame, to the sign. If you're not comfortable with staples, you could also use hot glue, or a mixture of E6000 and hot glue works great. You don't normally run into this problem with different signs. It's just Dollar Tree signs are really thin. Since this wreath is so small and the sign fits it perfectly, I didn't have to feed through the mesh. I just stuck my pipe cleaners through the hole in the back. And then I'm just going to use the bar to wrap the pipe cleaner around, and I'll just mess with it till I'm happy with the height of the sign. Then I'll twist it a few times, and I'll do the exact same thing for the bottom pipe cleaner. Just stick it through the hole in the back, and then wrap it around the bar. And I'm wrapping about 3 or 4 times. And then once I go through and I'm happy with the way everything looks, I will wrap the excess pipe cleaner around the bar and then tuck it around, like tuck it inside the wreath. And this just makes it where there's no sharp edges pointing out. And now I'll just go through and fluff my ribbon to make it look really nice. But that's it. That's how I made my mini Halloween wreath in this ruffle method. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or you can email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. Thanks so much for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, and give me a thumbs up. Thank you.